Hey guys, what's going on? RoxX here with you once again with a special guest today. We got Dre with us. We went to the Midwest Gaming Classic 2019 last weekend. It started off rough. We had a whole plan. We were going to go through the UP to go to Wisconsin. The snowstorm didn't want to cooperate, so we had to go south. Took a little bit longer than we wanted to. We had to adjust some plans. Gonna try to throw some clips in there. We didn't get too many, but you know, throw in travel clips here, yada yada yada, whatever. So yeah, we came across some cool stuff. Dre got pretty sick Friday night into Saturday, so you didn't get to enjoy yourself?
No.
He looked miserable Saturday, but he stuck through it. It was a great time. It was the first time ever going to this convention, I guess you could call it. I was really iffy on whether or not we were going to make the drive. It was 8.5 hours, 7.5 hours, something like that, one way. But it was a decent price for what we got the whole weekend. Saturday and Sunday was $55 a person. It included some of the cool stuff we got to get here today, and the experiences we had were pretty cool. Would you say?
Yeah.
What was your favorite experience of the weekend? Not your favorite experience of the Midwest Gaming Classic, because I know what his actual favorite experience was, and we'll get to that in a little bit.
All right. I'd have to say meeting the dude off of Ghostbusters.
Ernie Hudson?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like you said, we got to meet Ernie Hudson, so we'll jump right into that. What did you get signed by Ernie? This is all on the fly, too, guys. We just, like, unpacked all our stuff, so it's kind of here. It's in a cluster, but,
Got a Ghostbusters poster.
You guys see Ernie's signature there? It's an actual size Ghostbusters poster there. I don't know. I was watching him sign it, but yeah, he signed Ernie Hudson Winston. Great guy. He was super polite, nice, talked to us a little bit. In really good shape for his age, too. I was surprised. I think he's, gosh, I don't know, late 60s maybe? Early 60s? I don't know. He's pushing, and he looked pretty good. But everybody in the line for Ernie Hudson had Ghostbusters stuff. Like, everybody, they were all, you know, decked out in Ghostbusters. Personally, I hold a lot of value to his performance in The Crow. It's hard for me to explain, really, the sentimental value The Crow has to me. Obviously, my son's name is Draven. This isn't my son, Draven. This is Dre. But his doppelganger's name's Draven.
Yeah.
So when I handed him The Crow VHS, which this was actually my VHS growing up, it was really, it's battered, it's beat. I didn't want to have this signed. I actually purchased on eBay, which they were supposed to be here on time. I bought the laser disc of The Crow, much bigger. Would have been awesome with his signature on there. They didn't make it in time. The United Postal Service screwed it up. They mis-sent it to another place in Michigan. So yeah, really pissed off that you, United States Postal Service, you got heat with me. Warm temperatures, as Xander would say. But yeah, so I handed this to him, and he was like, wow, that really brings back memories. Which was really cool to me. Like, you know, I'm the outcast, RoxX, and I was the outcast at this convention, bringing a Crow thing. He signed it, "Don't Move Snow White," which was one of my favorite lines that he said in The Crow. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Just this was like really cool for me, meeting him finally. Like this tape is just, it's tattered and beat. It's not playable at all, so I'll probably just get this and replace the tape. It'll look great on my shelf. The memory in itself, being able to meet him, like just hearing his voice when we got up to him, you know, he's like, "Hey, nice to meet you." His voice was just like, it just got to me. It was a really cool experience for me. I'm getting a little emotional just talking about it, guys. So next up, well, it looks like Andrea went with us too. This is hers. She got this signed. And that's another thing. He had free 8x10s on his table. He didn't charge anything. Like, nothing at all. Part of the admission, your $55, it covers meeting these people and their autographs if you bring your own stuff, which is different than any other convention. Most conventions, guys are charging $40 for a signature plus $20 for an autograph. So meeting one person already pays for your admission, basically. But yeah, he had free 8x10s. Really personable guy. I would love to meet him again and get my Laserdisc signed, since it's just going to be up on the wall now without a signature. You got anything else to say about Ernie?
No.
No? No. Okay, so we'll move on. Yeah, he was cool. Let's go. DiBiase.
Yeah.
$1 Million Man Ted DiBiase was there too. Hall of Famer, WWE. Again, another great guy. Really personable. Again, no charge for the signatures, guys. That was huge. No charge for the handshake. You know, got to talk to him for a few minutes. So, Dre got a Funko Pop signed by the $1 Million Man. Hall of Famer. Pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like the color he used on that. Irrelevant to it, but you know, it's green. It pops on that Funko Pop. What did you think about meeting $1 Million Man?
He was nice. He was really cool. He was easy to talk to.
Did you like mark out at all seeing him? I know Dre's really young. He doesn't remember $1 Million Man like the way I do. He just, you know, the older stuff we watched, but so you probably didn't really get that mark out feel. No. I didn't really get the mark out feel so much with Ted DiBiase, although it was super cool to meet him. When I heard we were in the line waiting for him, which his line was pretty long. I mean, not huge. That's another great thing. These lines were not super long. I mean, we got in and we met these guys in 5 or 10 minutes. It wasn't like a con where you're sitting there waiting for, you know, half hour for some of these bigger name stars. But yeah, we were waiting in line and I heard him do his laugh. I'd imitate it, but I can't do it justice. You guys all know the $1 Million Man laugh, and that's his actual laugh. Like he wasn't doing a gimmick laugh. Like somebody made him laugh, and he did it, and that was really cool. I got this signed by $1 Million Man. We picked this up at Astronomicon last year by the artist. I can't remember his name. I think it's Eric or Ernie. I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm not doing any justice, but this is a really cool print. I love it. It's got Ultimate Warrior, of course, my all-time favorite, Randy Savage. And it just happened to be, I remember the day before we left, it's got $1 Million Man and IRS in the corner. So I had Ted DiBiase sign that. Really cool. Going to look awesome on the wall when I finally get it framed. You know, sadly, Ultimate Warrior or Randy Macho Man Savage is never going to be able to sign this. But maybe at some point we'll meet Mike Rotunda, IRS, and I'll be able to get his signature on there too. But yeah, not a lot to say about $1 Million Man. He was really nice. Again, personable. These guys were really cool to talk to. We didn't get to see his panel because it was later Sunday night, and we ended up leaving because there was another snowstorm coming in as we were leaving. We got hit with a snowstorm as we were going to Wisconsin. It was nice, well, semi-nice Saturday, and then bam, another one hit as we were leaving, you know. I call that a rotten rocks luck. That's what we're going to call that today, guys. Coined a new term for you guys. Do we want to get into the stuff we bought or just continue with the signed stuff?
Let's just continue with the signed stuff.
Alright, so there were so many games here too, guys. Just arcades upon arcades, pinballs galore. I've never seen so many pinball machines. There was old school pinball machines, new school pinball machines. They just debuted the Willy Wonka machine this weekend too by Bally. Gosh, we played Munsters, Deadpool, some of the newer ones we played.
Attack from Mars?
Yeah, Attack from Mars. The older ones we got to play Demolition Man, a super cool pinball game. We played A Nightmare on Elm Street, which we had played a couple years ago. Yeah, that's an awesome pinball game.
Cool.
Love to pick that up, but I think it was like $2,800 or something. All these pinball games were on sale too, so I mean, I wish I made a little bit of coin so I could bring one of the cheaper ones home and put it here where I have no room for anything. I'm becoming a hoarder, I've been told a little bit, but what can you do? You know, this nostalgia stuff it's what makes me happy. So if I got to cluster my house, as long as like the police don't come in or CPS or something, we'll be all right. But anyway, getting back to the signed stuff, the creator of Qbert was there in his own little area kind of thing. So we hit him just before he was getting ready to leave before the storm. I almost forgot all day Saturday we were busy, you know, bouncing around like a pinball, guys, because there was so much stuff to do this weekend. And I had seen him standing there on Saturday. And we didn't get back to him Saturday, so Sunday, you know, we're still bouncing around. And I was like, well, let's go hit the guy, the Qbert creator. And they were just getting ready to pack up and leave. We hit him. So show him what you got signed.
I got this one. He was really cool to see. That was probably one of my other favorite parts because I love Qbert. It's a really fun game.
Huge Qbert mark here. Yeah. He was really nice, too. I don't know, he almost had like a grandpa feel. I don't know what it was, like, or an old uncle feel. I don't know, just the way he was talking to us and stuff. He even looked cool. I don't know if it was like his glasses or what. I don't know, he was just a cool guy to meet. Like I said, he created Qbert. The arcade, he's the artist for it. Draven got that print. I got this one. I didn't even think of it. It was just a really cool picture. Poopert. And he brought up the actual, Jeff Lee brought up the idea. He's like, well, you should put it above your toilet. And so this is going to get framed and put above my toilet. He asked me if I wanted anything personally inscribed on it. I told him I haven't looked that up yet. Not sure what quite that means, but so yeah, we got to meet him. That was cool. Again, I think he charged $5 for the print. The signature was free. The print was $5. Super affordable. I'm not going to complain about that at all. Butch Patrick was there too. Eddie Munster. He seemed to be charging, which the organizers of the event said the guys wouldn't be charging. So I don't know if it was just for the particular time. Like they had special meet and greet times if you had to be there to not be signed. Sadly, Butch Patrick didn't have a line at all the whole time. I don't know if it's because he was charging. His prices were like $20, $40. I don't know. It was too steep. I would have loved to meet him. We didn't get to meet him at Astronomicon. He was there too. I just didn't have the extra cash after everything we were dumping into. We did miss his meet and greet because we were doing other things, so maybe we missed our opportunity to get his signature. The guys from Mortal Kombat, the game, were there. Shang Tsung, Scorpion. Well, the guy that played Scorpion also played Sub-Zero, Smoke, Noob, can't remember his name. But all those guys, they were there. They had their own table. They were doing like Test of Mights, which you guys might remember from Mortal Kombat 2. We didn't get their autograph. I seen that they were charging too. Like I said, I had to shy away from some of the guys that were, charging for autographs. They did have a meet and greet too, but we missed that. Like I said, there was just so much to do this weekend, guys, that 2 days was not enough to do it. I think we could have been there for probably 5 days and still not being able to hit everything that, we wanted to. I would have liked to hit every arcade game, every pinball game. They started to go down as the weekend progressed. I don't know if they just weren't used to being played that much, because there were quite a few people there. It wasn't packed where I was like, people! Where, we were shoulder to shoulder and stuff. It was pretty spaced out. It was well organized. I want to really give props to the guys at Midwest Gaming Classic for putting on a spectacular, family-friendly event. Really well organized. Another thing that was awesome was these celebrities weren't like, surrounded by security or have like 4 event organizers around them to where the public can't, approach them or anything. Cool story going off that. Draven and Andrea were off playing games, and I seen Eric Bischoff sitting at his table. Nobody really came up to these guys. They had a meet and greet Saturday and Sunday, so Bischoff was really like, he got everybody there on Saturday. So Sunday, there was like, I don't know, maybe 10 people at the Bischoff table at first, and he's there for an hour. So he was just sitting there by himself, and I noticed, I'm like, man, you know what? I'm going to go talk to Eric Bischoff. And Lil Dra here is like, no, you're not. So I was like, oh, okay. You're going to challenge me? Because I'm not the most sociable person. I won't approach people, but I felt the challenge. So as I'm thinking, I see him get up from his table, and he starts walking. So I'm like, okay, it's on. So I kind of, make a V-line this way up towards the door and make it look like I was coming in through the door. And he had stopped to talk to someone else. And again, no security or nothing. You can just approach these guys. So like my heart's pumping. This is Eric Bischoff. WCW Eric Bischoff, right? NWO Too Sweet Eric Bischoff. So he leaves the person he's talking to, and I was like, hi, Mr. Bischoff. It's nice to meet you. I met you yesterday. So he gives me a handshake, and he's like, oh yeah, nice to meet you. What was your name again? So I tell him, my name's Jesse. I was like, do you have a few minutes to answer a few questions for me? And he's like, yeah, no problem. So I'm like instantly, I'm like, holy shit, I'm talking to Eric Bischoff. I'm asking the Eric Bischoff questions. So I'm getting all ecstatic right now. So I asked him, like, hey, do you have any tips for being a commentator? And he gave me a couple tips for being a commentator. He said, if you're going to be the play-by-play guy, make sure you're calling the moves, you're calling the match. You don't, as play-by-play, you're not selling a story as much as you are the moves. And he's like, for color, though, you want to sell the story. You want to sell who's the heel, who's the face. He went pretty in-depth for a couple minutes, and I was absorbing that. Hopefully I'll be able to use that as my commentator in, IWE or wherever I'm at. And then I can't remember what else I asked him. I asked him, oh yeah, I did it because at his panel the day before, which was really cool. I think even though he was sick and kind of out of it, it looked like he enjoyed it. Bischoff did a panel where he was talking about how he was involved in the making of the WCW video games and how that the tiers of that worked. So one of the fan questions afterwards, they kind of asked a little bit about AEW, All Elite Wrestling, for you guys out there that don't know, the upstart of Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega and that whole group of people. So I asked him, I was like, so what are your thoughts on AEW? Do you think they can succeed? Would you ever be interested in going to AEW? And he said he hopes nothing but the best for AEW, but he's not in a position right now where he would want to go back to start something like, because in the panel discussion he had said that AEW reminds him a lot of WCW, and he said at this point he just doesn't feel like going in and helping an upstart rebuild like a WCW. But it was no knock at AEW. He said he hopes he succeeds. He has those ties to the Rhodes family and stuff. So that was I don't want to say I marked out, because I was never really a huge Eric Bischoff fan. I wasn't WCW, I was WWF. But just his presence, super charismatic. You just get that, he knows what he's talking about, really well spoken. So yeah, it was really cool meeting Eric Bischoff. So what do we have? Oh yeah, speaking of Eric Bischoff, this is what we got signed. I think. I don't know. Anyway, cards. We didn't have anything for Bischoff to sign because, like I said, I wasn't a huge fan. One of the vendors was selling these for $1.
Isn't that Drea's? Where was Drea's? I think that is hers.
I got the Stone Cold. Yeah, what did you have signed?
I don't think I got anything signed from him.
Really? I think you had a card, because you had a card in the picture.
Yeah,
I'll try to post a picture. Anyway, we got cards signed. There's another one around here somewhere. I don't know where it's at, but that's what we got. The vendors were selling them. So, all right. Now let's get into the video game part of it. It's a Midwest gaming convention. My first time ever going to like a retro gaming, convention, community type thing where there's vendors all over the place, vendors for everything. Obviously, some of them were pretty high priced. I mean, a lot of them you could have got better prices on eBay, but it was the experience of seeing all these games. Little Samson's complete in the box, Panic Restaurants complete in the box. Just all these rare games. I think I saw like 3 or 4 stadium events, like loose and complete in the box. There was this one vendor who had the whole NES collection, including black box, repro releases, everything complete in the box. This whole collection was out to where you could see them. That was really cool to see. Huge money into that collection too. We also got to see the Sony PlayStation Super Nintendo. Only one in the whole world that's known to exist was here on display. Got some pictures of that. Really cool to see what could have been if Nintendo wouldn't have gave it to PlayStation. If we would have been there Friday night for the pre-opening gimmick that was was like $65 more, we would have been able to play that machine. They had it out where you could play it. Every single system that exists was in this room for you to play. They had a system and a TV for every system that was ever made. It was really cool to do. I've never played a TurboGrafx 16, and I did, and I loved it. Were there any games or anything that you got to play that you really enjoyed?
I can't remember most of them.
Yeah, he was sick again, yeah. So I know you got really into. There was an Atari game that you really liked.
I don't remember the name of it, but it was a really fun Atari game.
Yeah, played an Atari game, which is crazy. You don't think with with all these PS4 games and stuff, you wouldn't think Atari would be fun, but you have good times with stuff like that. There was one that I really liked. I don't remember. Remember the one that was like a Contra, but it was a straight shooter. What system was that?
I know it was a really weird system.
Yeah, it was a system I've never seen before. Really fun game. It was really cool playing these systems that we'll probably never be able to play, outside of this event. Same thing with the arcades. You don't see arcades like that around here. But so we got all our signed stuff out of the way. We'll get into some of the stuff we bought. Like I said, it's still in the bags. I bought this from a vendor. Gave me a decent deal on it. WrestleMania complete in the box with the protector. Obviously, I just bought it because it's wrestling related. I love wrestling. I love Nintendo. I think I paid $10 for it. The box is in okay condition. A little tattered on the edges. But I mean, for $10, and I got the protector with it. Not a bad deal, I guess.
Go box game first?
Yeah, we'll go box games first. And then on Sunday, I picked that up on Saturday. Sunday, the guy had a Bubsy 2, which I wanted for Super Nintendo for so long, for $5. And if anybody knows me, knows that I hem-haw on spending any money at all. Penny pincher, because, you know, poor folk got to pinch them pennies. So I sat on it. I'm like, nah, I'm not going to get it. Not going to get it. $5, no. Walked around to some other vendors. One guy had it for like $22. The other guy had it for like $20, you know. I know what it's worth. $5 was a really good deal on Bubsy 2 for Super Nintendo. I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to go back and get it. Go back. Of course, it's gone, which was a bummer. But then the guy threw out a box of complete in box Super Nintendo games. Pretty much all sports games. Nothing great there. But they're all like $15 games. They were $4 a piece. Got Nolan Ryan Baseball for $4. Complete in box Super Nintendo. Foreman for Real. Complete in box Super Nintendo. I remember I played Nolan Ryan's Baseball way back in the day. I don't know if I played in these Foreman boxing, so I might have to do them. And George Foreman KO. Complete in box. Those are in decent conditions for $4. Like I said, they're roughly $13 to $15 games, so it was an okay deal. This next one, or these next few, I guess, is that all our complete in box games?
Did you do WrestleMania?
Yeah. I'll get to it. There's a game I wanted all weekend. I went with like 5 games in mind. You have to go into these conventions with your mindset on what you're going to get, a short list, or you're not going to buy anything, or you're going to overspend. I had a list of 5 games. One was complete in box. I always pronounce this one wrong. It's a Amagon. It's Amagon. It's a game I played as a child. I want to get it complete in box. I've seen loose carts all the time. I seen loose carts there. They were overpriced. I didn't get it. Most of the games I wanted were just complete in box games that I wanted as a child. One of the games I talked about before on one of my reviews. If you guys watch this, see the game, go back and watch that review. I didn't have it. I wanted to get it. It's pretty high price. It's more than I've paid for a cart, I think, ever. I don't know if I've ever paid this much for a single cart.
Yeah, you did.
For what?
No, this is
okay.
the most you've ever spent.
He had the cheapest cart. Most of them were $55, $60 per. He ended up having... This vendor was pretty nice. All the vendors were all right. I mean, some of them were kind of shoddy, but most of the vendors were pretty nice. We were at this one table. This guy was like eating a sandwich, and he sneezed, burped or something, and it like shot out of his nose.
And then he's just sitting there, ow,
he's
ow.
Like, and his voice was funny. He's like, and he's got like sandwich hanging out of his nose. He's like, ouch, that hurt. And he sits there for like 2 minutes, and then he just starts hounding us. And the smell of that sandwich was so bad. It was we had to walk away. But that's when I found this vendor. It was Sunday, so the guys are trying to like get rid of some of their stuff. We got the remnants of our colds here. So he had a box. I think what were they? $4 a piece, or 2 for $10. $6 a piece.
Yeah.
$6 or $7 a piece. But anyways, they're like $15 games. So I picked through. Couple games I've never played before. I got Treasure Master. I remember, I think it was Angry Video Game Nerd or Mike. I cannot think of anything right now. I still got a cold too, so Mike and James Mondays. I think they might have played Treasure Masters. Just the cover of that one's really cool. It's got that 80s retro feel, like I don't know. I remember them playing that, and I remember it looking really bad, but I like the cover on that one. Gumshoe, I've never heard of before. Excuse me. Look, it looks like it's one of those... it's actually a light gun game. So, have to use an old TV to play a light gun series game. The cover looks kind of cool. It might be fun. I've never heard of it before. But then, I seen this... You want to show it?
Sure.
One of the games I've wanted for a super long time. Adventure Island 3 for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Like I said, if you guys heard my other reviews, you know I've wanted to play this for a long time. It's one of the games I've wanted to own. It's higher priced. He was asking $50 on it. I knew he was getting ready to leave. He was throwing prices down a little bit. This was probably one of the... I think we've seen 3 or 4 of these. Yeah. The other ones were a little higher priced. Some of them were miscolored. Yeah. The labels were kind of... The label on this is really crisp. The cart is really nice. It almost, now looking at it, makes me wish maybe I would have checked it. It almost looks too clean.
It does look really clean.
Yeah, you usually check these. You get your bit tool and make sure that you don't have a reproduction cart. That label is super clean. Maybe I'll take it apart and I'll show you guys what repro cart looks like as opposed to hopefully a real cart. Hopefully this is a real cart because highest cart I've ever paid for. But anyway, he bundled them together for $50. So I got, I don't know, $12 off. This game goes for like, I've been looking like $35 to $50 on eBay. So either way, I guess I got an okay deal. I paid more than I would have wanted to, but I own the cart now. A really good condition cart, which has me worried now that I should have checked it.
Now you say that's kind of scary.
Yeah.
Because that is like super clean.
Yeah, that label is super crisp. All you retro gamers out there, or if you're looking to get into retro gaming, any game above $35-ish, you want to check. I mean, some guys say don't check it unless it's 50 or above, which this is 50. People reproduce these carts and rip people off. They give you like $5 reproductions of a higher price game. So let's hope that's not the case with this one. Maybe I'll throw a little clip of me taking it apart and throw it in here somewhere. He actually, as we walked up and I'm looking through the box, he's like, man, I just can't get rid of this Conker's Bad Fur Days. Like, I only got $50 on it. Conker's Bad Fur Days like $75 to $100 on a good day. So I'm like, oh, wow, really, $50? And like another guy jumped in right quick. He's like, oh, $50, let me see it. Label was a little worn. It was definitely worth $50 though. Yeah. That's one of those games that I'd pick up if I found it super cheap somewhere, which I'm not going to. Retro video game collecting has gotten to the point now where everything is eBay prices. People are just charging anything. So basically what we have in our collection is what we're going to have unless we come across somebody, you know, at a garage sale or something. I'm actually thinking I'm going to start toning down my collection a little bit. I got a bit out of hand. I was buying everything, which I'm saying this as last week I bought another Nintendo 64 system with a lot of sports games, which I didn't need, but I think I might have a buyer for that. If I buy a bundle like that and I get a good deal on it, I try to clean it up, repurpose it, and sell it for a decent price. I'll bundle in a couple, doubles I have or whatever. I'm not big into reselling. I'd rather sell to somebody that needs it, you know, or another collector or whatever. I had a whole bunch of games I planned on trading when I got there, but my anxiety can't kind of take the best of me. I'm not good at wheeling and dealing or like, you know, saying, what will you give me this for trade? So we just kept them in. So I got a bunch of games, doubles, NES that I got to get rid of. Just some random odds and ends. We got a Midwest Gaming Classic Glass. The guy that was selling the WrestleMania in the $4 completing box had dollar manuals. I got Bad Dudes and RoboCop. I know I have Bad Dudes, but I don't know if I have RoboCop. I don't think I do. I should have bought the cart too. I know I've seen it there, so I probably got a manual that I don't have. He had this Haggard Duck Hunt Mario Brothers that's glued together. I'm going to try it out and see if it plays. If it does, I'm going to give it to Andrea. It's bust up for $1. I mean, I can repurpose it. We're going to see MC Lars on May 4th. I can repurpose it, put it on a chain. I'll be like MC Lars up in there. What else do we have?
Checklist.
Oh, yeah. What is it?
It's the Harley Davidson checklist.
Oh, yeah. We obviously we were in Milwaukee, stopped at the Harley Davidson shop and stuff. Super cold. We walked. It was longer than we thought it was going to be. He's dying. He was already dead. I was like, nah, let's walk. It was like a mile. Way far to walk. Had to go there, though, because Jesse's dad, my doppelganger, was super into Harley Davidson before he passed away. So we got that shot glass. That'll look good. Jesse collects shot glasses because he doesn't drink. So, you know, it's kind of funny like that. Yeah, shot glasses, don't drink. Yeah, I think that's all we got, guys. This looks like it's Drea's, too. Drea got a magnet. She actually got some cool stuff, too, that I kind of wish she was here to show. She got a Stone Cold Steve Austin Funko Pop, which was more than I would have paid for a Funko.
Oh,
so
yeah. Wasn't it like $60?
No, it was $25, I think.
Oh, I thought she said $50.
No, more than I would have paid for a Funko. I was looking for the Crow Funko. I don't think I'm ever going to find one. It's vaulted, and it's like $80 on eBay. I was kind of hoping they had one. I might have picked it up. So if anybody out there, you guys have a Crow Funko and you want to give me a good deal on it, let me know. I'll totally buy it off you. So I can put it on these shelves I don't have built in my room.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it's kind of bad, guys.
Oh, yeah, we did get this, too. Forgot to put that up there.
Oh, yeah, they were throwing away free cart cleaners. 1-up card.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Okay, so what was your favorite part of the trip that didn't include the gaming convention?
Seeing the Avery junkyard, that was pretty cool. The fact that we got to see something off the documentary.
What was the documentary?
Making a Murder.
Making a
Yes,
Murder.
Making a Murder.
Yeah, so his face lit up like really big when we were pulling up to this thing. He was super excited to see it. It helped that he was feeling better.
Yeah.
He felt like trash on Saturday, Sunday. He was feeling a lot better, and I was the one that was feeling like trash. But yeah, so I spent a lot of money on the gaming classic, and his favorite part was pretty much free.
Yep.
We were on our way to Two Rivers at a place we were staying, and the actual place that Making a Murder, I guess, took place, was filmed, and the actual murder tragedy took place. I shouldn't have quoted tragedy because it was a tragedy. But yeah, it was like right on the way. I know I was like, well, if it's close enough, we'll stop and we'll if it's like 15, 20-minute detour, we'll go take a look at it. It was literally right on the way, on the road we were going on, so we stopped on Avery Road. We got to get pictures in front of Avery Auto Salvage. I would say I was creeping, but it's a public drive, so like I drove down the I guess it's a dead end road. So we got like right up there and got to see the junkyard. It was pretty cool. It was a really weird feeling. Like I visited a few places in Michigan where like scenes for other films had been filmed, and it's always cool. But this just had like a weird feeling. Like I don't know if it was the excitement of being at a place where like murders may have happened, or being at the actual place that this documentary was filmed. There was just like this exhilaration type feeling that I had. I think he kind of felt the same by the look on his face and the way his eyes lit up. So yeah, that was a really cool part of the trip. Again, it was free, so that always helped, and it was a cool way to like end the weekend. I think ending up there, and after the Midwest Gaming Classic 2019. I always want to say convention, but it's Gaming Classic. Again, Dan Lucen and the guys put on an amazing event, family friendly. It went off without a hitch, if you ask me, as a fan going there. I didn't really see any hiccups at the convention. Sorry, guys. It was really well done. Like it was a pretty good trip. Besides the crappy weather, I think we really enjoyed ourselves. I'll definitely plan on going back next year. I look forward to see who they're gonna have as far as celebrities, because I guess this is the first year they've actually brought in like big time celebrities like Eric Bischoff and Ernie Hudson and $1 Million Man. I know last year I think they just had the Mortal Kombat guys. So yeah, it'll be really cool. Can't wait for next year. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you had fun seeing what we picked up at the convention, at the Gaming Classic, whatever you want to call it. It's a convention to me. So yeah, I've been SE Rocks. This has been Lil Dra. Keep rocking. Alright guys, here we are playing Adventure Island 3 for the very first time. One player, so Lil Dra's gonna watch for a little bit. So far, typical Adventure Island. Like I said, this is our first time experiencing this. So far, reminds me a lot of all the other Adventure Islands. Oh, dang it. Little skateboard here.
It was like just exactly like the other ones.
It's for sure a lot like number 2. Almost to the point where I wonder if I'm playing part 2. Sound effects are the same and everything. It's got to be part 3. The alien ship's up there. Item selection. Oh wow. This is still. Is this like the other one too? Oh, we got the boomerang. I don't think that's a. Oh, cool. I like that weapon. The boomerang ain't in part 2, is it?
I think it is actually.
Oh, that's the new. Oh, you can lay down in this one. That's new, I think.
And you can break the rocks.
I don't know what this is. Okay. Got a dinosaur here.
It seems a lot more boring.
It's because of the TV. We're playing on top loader. Dang it. The controls are, just as I get ready to say that, are better than on part 1 and part 2. You're able to control your jumps a little bit better. I'm not sliding around as much, which is good. The levels in Adventure Island are super short, so there's a lot of them. I'm not sure how many are in this one. You want to give it a shot?
Sure. Sure.
Yeah.
I'll probably do that.
Oh, and 2 seconds in, and Lil Dra dies.
Yes. Alright, I got this one. This one's not good. I got this. Oh, okay.
Run!
I'm running.
Of course they give it to you when there's like nothing there. Let's get ready to leave.
What's this?
Yeah, you gotta jump up. You're dead.
No! Ah. Dang it.
And
Ow!
the thing with Adventure Island,
I did.
oh, you just tripped it. Like I said in my reviews, you have to continually eat food. That's cool.
What? Ah!
You have to.
What the
remember
heck?
those guys?
Oh my god.
You have to continually eat food to keep your life up, which is like the only downfall of this game, I think. But it makes it so you have to like fast track every level, so it adds to the difficulty. Oh man. And I think that might have been his last guy.
I am holding it right
Nope.
there.
Got one more guy here.
I'm not used to this.
Just wanted to give you guys a little taste of our first experience of this one.
Run and shoot.
I'm pretty sure I've never beaten either of the Adventure Island games, ever. I'm not sure why they're my favorite games. I know I've made it pretty far a couple times, but
Run!
you can hit them.
I wanted to. I was trying to. I thought they were going up. Oh, I hit that too.
Oh, and
Really?
he just missed.
Really? Yeah.
So that's
the last
it.
guy. Wow.
So, yeah, that was our little clip of Adventure Island 3. Probably give it a run through here after the video's over. I just wanted to give you guys a little clip. Our first experience of the game.
Yep.
So, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it.